Hello fly tyers, welcome to another episode of Aaron at the Fly Desk. Today I'm going to be tying what I call the ultimate Prince Nymph. And here is kind of what it looks like right here. It is, whoops, it's upside down. This is a balance style Prince Nymph. So you can see the eye of the hooks right there. And I actually tie this instead of peacock curl. I use some peacock dubbing, and I'll show you how to make that look just like peacock curl. Never really used Prince Nymphs a lot because the peacock curl doesn't tend to stay together, and so you catch a few fish, it starts to come unraveled. But a few years back, a friend of mine showed me on one of the lakes that's close to my house that the Prince Nymph is actually a very effective fly right at ice off. And so we're going to be tying this Prince Nymph on a balanced style hook. This is a Mustad Aberdeen jig hook, and we've got our little pin here that we've put our bead on. And so I'm going to get a little bit of glue here, just some UV glue. Let's see. Let's put the first one I could see, and that's just actually red. Doesn't matter what color. I'd use clear if I could see it. But I put that UV glue on. You can also use super glue. Doesn't really matter. It's just to hold the pin on the hook nice and tight. Okay, that should be enough. Let's wrap my thread around. Okay, so on a Prince Nymph, for the tail we use what's called goose biots, and you can see when you bend that actual fiber, they're really thick and strong. I like using goose biots for tails, and that's how you make the split tails. So when I cut them off, I'll simply take one of them and I'll flip it to where it's opposite on the other end, and then I'll drop it. So I'll have to cut another one off. Alright. So you can see when you flip it around, you get that nice split tail look. And so I'll adjust it here to where it's nice and even. There. Okay, so you can see the tail is nice and split. This particular lake, for some reason, the fish like long tails. I'm not a huge fan of long tails, but this lake, all I can say is it's weird. The fish love Prince Nymphs with long tails. So that's what we'll make for them. Okay, I'll now get some gold wire. I'll just tie it to the side of the hook, like so. And then the dubbing product we're using today is Ice Dub in Black Peacock. Let's grab a nice little chunk of that, and we will just simply roll it on our Danville pre-waxed monocord thread. Try to get as good a taper as we can. Just keep rolling that on. Okay, so I cover most of the hook all the way up onto the pin in the dubbing. Now what we'll do is we'll begin to wrap our wire through this fly. Just try to keep everything nice and uniform and even. Okay, and I'm leaving about 1/8 of an inch on the top of this fly for our head. Cut this with the back part of my scissors. And then I simply take that wire and press it down and then cover it with thread. Okay, so we're to that point. Now what I'll do is I'll grab our trusty little craft brush and I will brush out the fibers of this dubbing, and that's what gives it that nice peacock look. So you can see it's now nice and buggy looking. Okay, next step, what we're going to do is we're going to get a brown hackle. And this is just off of a number 2 Metz saddle hackle neck. And I will wrap that. You don't need a lot. I usually do 2 to 3 wraps is all. Okay, and then just to make this fly a little stronger, I'll actually wrap my thread through the hackle a little bit, and then I'm going to take my fingers and I'm going to pull the hackle away from my bead. To where I've left plenty of room for a little collar on this fly. Okay, this is way easier if you have a rotary vise. I'll now flip my vise that way, and I will get some white goose biots. And I do these to where the wing is curving down like that. And I like my wing on this one to go just past the point of my hook. Right there is about where we want it. I laid that a little too far over. There. So if you lay these to where they're kind of scissored, I put my collar on it, and then I just snip it as close as I can. Just like so. Alright, now we'll finish that off. And you have yourself a nice balanced Prince Nymph. Okay. One thing that happens sometimes when you're tying, and I'm really picky, is that collar is just a little tiny bit bigger than I like. And so I'm going to show you a quick fix for that. So I'll just reattach my thread. And I just get a little tiny bit of dubbing. And I just run it right up to the bead. And then go ahead and whip finish that one more time. So now you can see if you do get a color that's a little bit bigger, that's okay. You can still save the fly by just putting a little bit of peacock there. Now with this one, I'm going to put some UV glue on it. Whoops. Just kind of let that settle on there. You can see it's smoking. That means we got a good light if it makes that glue smoke. It's probably what happens when you get a cavity filled. They put that light and your mouth starts smoking. Okay. So that, my friends, is a really good looking balanced pheasant tail. I'll show you both sides of it. Not balanced pheasant tail, sorry, balanced prince nymph. Guaranteed to catch fish. So thank you for watching this episode of Aaron at the Fly Desk, and I can't wait to go try this fly this spring. Thank you for watching.